Welcome to Orlando, Florida. This was in April of 2025. Hey everyone, I'm Patrick from Oakland Travel. We're in the Uber heading down to the Orlando airport. But we're not flying. As you can see right there, the International Airport, Orlando, Florida, MCO with the airport code. And as it turns out, this is the Brightline train station that will take us down to Miami, Florida. There it is right there. And so if you're going to do the Brightline from Orlando to Miami, this is where you come. You join Terminal C, I think it is, and kind of off to the side of Terminal C is the Brightline station here. Got the baggage check-in, and then this is kind of upstairs in the main area. It's a pretty new terminal. I don't remember exactly when they opened it, 2024, I think. It really only has 2 tracks, and so you get track 1, track 2, but it's a nice terminal in terms of space and kind of the flow of how the passengers move through. You've got a couple of lounges in here. There's like a premium lounge on one side, I think, and then there's like another lounge, I forgot the name of it, on the other side. And we were doing business class, I think. I forgot what the class was of tickets, but first time on Brightline, had read a lot about it, heard a lot about it from friends, things like that. Here's the little bar where you can get something to drink, and no food service, no hot food service. They've got a lot of snacks and stuff like that. You'll see here in a minute as I kind of walk through there and check out what they have to offer. And they have really good service on the train where they can deliver it right to your seat. The pricing here in the terminal wasn't too bad in terms of like the snacks and stuff. We did not get anything to drink at the bar over there, so I'm not sure about how like the alcohol pricing was and things like that. But the little snacks and the bottled water, stuff like that, was pretty typical. The service on board the train itself was very good. It was really cool to have them sort of bring it right to your seat. You could do all of that on your phone. I think there was a barcode where you could just go to right to the site or whatever on the phone to do the ordering. The pricing for the food on the train was a little more expensive than I realized, but, it kind of is what it is. You're at their mercy, right? If you want something on the train, you're going to pay their prices for it. And so it wasn't bad. I had like a little turkey sandwich and drink and a little thing of chips or whatever, actually both directions. So the train going down to Miami and then the train coming back up at the end of the cruise. So this, of course, the Icon of the Seas pre-cruise is what we're doing here. Icon going out of Miami. We live in Orlando, and we only really had sort of, I guess, technically 3 options. Could drive down there, which is driving down the turnpike in Florida, and more specifically dealing with Miami. I hate driving in Miami. It is, So driving is technically an option, but not a good one. Obviously, the Brightline train, which we decided to do because we'd heard a lot about it, and, why not, right? And the third option, technically, is you could fly down there. And then just, Uber from the airport to your hotel or whatever. And we are following the rule of going down there the day before the day before the cruise. And so this is on a Friday, and the cruise was the next day on Saturday. And so it's not a good idea to try to basically travel to a cruise port on the day of the cruise. It's just not a good idea. You'll see countless websites and vlog posts, this and that, and Facebook groups and everything and anything online telling you not to do it because it's not a good idea. And so we followed that principle. Here's the premium lounge. I have no idea what the cost was. I wasn't really interested. But like I said, overall, a nice terminal. The one thing that was a little weird is there's no indicator ahead of time as to which track the train is going to be on. Because we're used to the train stations over in Europe where they have signboards that will tell you straightforward, train from this point to this point is on track number X or whatever, right? And even though they only have 2 tracks here in the Orlando Brightline station, there's still, you would think they could at least say, okay, the next one from Orlando to Miami is going to be on track number 1. Now, as it turns out, when it actually starts to board, it's not that big of a deal, because it becomes pretty obvious pretty quickly, and maybe that's why they didn't do it. But the first time in there, we were kind of looking for like a board of like, okay, which of the 2 tracks are we going to be, expecting to go out of, and there was nothing there. So that part was a little weird. But now that we've done it, I guess I kind of know what to expect. And for April of 2027, we're going to be doing the very same thing again, the entire experience again, including the Brightline, because we're going on MSC World America out of Miami. And we have the need to go from Orlando to Miami again, and so we're going to do that in April of 2027. But here's a good look at the terminal here in Orlando. This is about probably 45-ish minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes before the train would depart heading down to Miami. Conference rooms. MCO meeting room. Interesting.
That's right. This is the one we're supposed to be in. The Smart Lounge. And then there's the Premium Lounge.
Yeah.
Smart is, those are the two classes.
Yeah. Well, we could be in this one if we wanted to.
Where did you say you saw the Premium? Oh.
Yeah, it's. See, they're coming. Ooh.
Where are they coming from?
I don't know. Oh, so they come back out through here. So how do they get the luggage? Well, I'm sure we'll find it. Yeah. Oh, baggage claim. I guess you pick it up back.
Baggage claim is right down there as well.
Okay. So if they come back, we come right back through them.
Makes sense.
Well, we won't be in any rush when we get back, so. It won't be that big of a problem because we won't be in a rush when we get back. It'll just be however long it takes us to get the luggage, go down there, get an Uber, and head home.
How many passengers?
You can just have your tickets ready.
Coach 5. You must be on Coach 5. Ready to get going here. Brightline Orlando. Nice, big, comfortable seats here. And here we go. Reminds us of Europe. That's what the train's like over there. We're at 9C. Brightline. There's our little seating area here. And it's 9C coach 5. So one area of the Brightline experience that was a little interesting is the baggage, because they do have a baggage service similar to an airline where you can check the baggage in ahead of time, and then you have a baggage pickup. And then, it's basically a baggage claim. It's a baggage pickup area. You see, it's not very big. And what's interesting about it is the baggage comes out in these carts. And so at a certain point, right in this corner that we're kind of hanging out, this is the Miami station after we've arrived. A couple of the employees or whatever it is from Brightline will open that door, and all of a sudden these carts come out, and our luggage was right there. And so it's basically like the trains, the Brightline version of baggage claim at an airport. Not a lot of people used it. The one thing that we noticed, this was in April of 2025, Orlando to Miami. There's a lot of activity in South Florida. So there were a lot of people that got on the Brightline train from like Palm Beach or from Fort Lauderdale or Aventura all the way down to Miami or things like that. Very short duration travel on Brightline in South Florida. There weren't too many people either direction that were going all the way from Miami to Orlando or Orlando to Miami. So interesting little site. And it could have been just the time of year and just whatever. Here is the Gale Miami right here. We've checked in. We are on, oh God, what floor were we on? 18 or 19 or something like that. I forgot what floor we were on. But beautiful downtown Miami. The Gale Hotel and Residences, I think, is the name of the property here. Hotel and Residences. There's cruise ships out there. Actually, the Virgin ship is already gone. And so's the Royal ship. Yeah, they're already gone. They were over here. Yeah, it's 5:15, so they're already gone. Yeah, you'd have to look now at like one of the websites that tracks the ships. I couldn't quite tell which one it was. The Brightline station is right there. Building more buildings, more hotels. Downtown Miami. Got the cranes going. Condo buildings, hotels. Next weekend is Formula One Grand Prix. The weekend we get back. Fortunately, that shouldn't impact us because we're going to come in from over there on Icon and head straight to the train station and head back to Orlando. That's next weekend. We got the party people in the pool over here. All right, time to go to the pool deck.
First, I guess you go up there and jump off. That'll take care of everything.
There we go, 51.
No, we're not going to 50. We're going to 5, right?
We're going to the
9?
pool.
Oh, look at, yeah, nice. Okay.
Oh. I guess it was already on its way up, so.
Oh, it was
Looked
going
like
up.
that guy just came from the pool.
I know, well, that's where we're trying to go,
Yeah,
but it was already going up.
Oh, 4 to 6. Oh, 4 to 6 Friday.
You have your key?
Oh, I think you have to actually get it to go out there, don't you?
See the key?
Yeah.
Don't need to use it.
You have to. Yeah.
Go ahead. You have your key?
Yeah. Thank you. still here. Virgin ship is still here. I don't know, they might be leaving. And so we come out to the pool area here at the Gale Miami Hotel Residences. I hadn't intended to voice over right here, but typical YouTube, being the pain in the ass that it is, there was background music here at the pool because they were playing some cool vibes. And of course, YouTube picks up on that. And so can't have that. Can't have music in the background according to YouTube because then it flags it for a problem. So beautiful. This was, God, what floor was this? Floor 8 or 9. So one of those typical Miami high-rise hotels where the pool is elevated. It's pretty cool because you'll see here in a minute as we get over towards the railing, you get like the beautiful view of downtown Miami, very, very close to the water line, or sorry, the water basically, the Bayfront Park. You get excellent view of all that. You can kind of see Dodge Island off in the background a little bit. That's where all the cruise ships are. You can see the Wheel of Miami over there. And a lot of the hotels in the vicinity of the Gale right here have a similar setup with a elevated pool. I guess that's kind of the thing now with all these sort of high-rise fancy hotels. And this is a tall property. Remember, we're on like the 8th or the 9th floor. I forgot, maybe 9th. And then in a second, I'll take the camera and look up, towards the roof. And you see how many more floors are above us. It's easily like a 50-story hotel. But like I mentioned earlier, the main reason I picked this was really the location, because it's almost walking distance to the Miami train station for the Brightline. It's literally at the end of the street that this hotel is on. And then, of course, it's very, very close to the cruise terminals, which you can kind of see over there in the background a little bit. There they are, right back over there. There's a ship in port right there, actually. And so it's very easy for the Uber to come pick you up and take you over to where the ships are. So it's a very short Uber ride. You're very close to the train station. And it was also one of the few properties that had an actual full-service, proper restaurant on site. Because as I was thinking about how this was going to work, I was like, well, I don't want to stay in a hotel and then have to go out somewhere for dinner that night. So I was like, I need to pick a hotel with, a proper sit-down restaurant. And, as straightforward as that sounds, it's not always easy to find one, believe it or not. Some of the hotels down here, they don't do that. They have their idea of a restaurant is like some little, takeaway eatery, something or other that's not quite full service, and that's not really what I was looking for. So the Gale Hotel Residences, pretty good, expensive, but everything in Miami is expensive. The nightly rate for this hotel, April 2025, on Expedia for a 2-bedroom suite was in the ballpark of about $720 something per night. We only stayed there one night because that's all we needed. But you saw how tall the hotel is there when I tilted the camera up. But that's kind of what I had anticipated for budgetary purposes. And so, man, staying in this hotel for one night for the three of us, plus the dinner, because the dinner was, and I'll get to it a little bit later here in the video, but the dinner was every bit of $250, I guess, by the time you throw in the tip and everything. So my total out the door cost for one night to stay in the Gale Hotel Residences for 3 people in a 2-bedroom suite with the dinner thrown in, and maybe like a breakfast the next morning, something or other at the little shop down there, was around $1,000. And so, but like I said, I had sort of budgeted that ahead of time and knew that was going to be the case. And Miami is expensive, especially right down here by the waterfront where the cruise ships are and all that. It's expensive. So if you're going to do this, if you're going to go out of Miami, you definitely have to plan ahead for the logistical aspect of it, where you're going to stay, how you're going to get there, how you're going to move around, etc., which we did. And now that I have a pretty good feel for this hotel, I don't know if I'll stay here again. Might do something different for the next one. We're going to do MSC World America, April 2027. So we'll be right back down here in Miami again on the Brightline, etc. So we'll have to see which hotel I pick for that particular trip. kind of want a beer. The Gale Miami Hotel and Residences. We are right on, this is 6th Street right here, right down here. Biscayne Boulevard, I think, is right there. Bayfront, Dodge Island. And then over here is 1st Avenue, I think. So at the corner of 1st and 6th. It's got a nice little price tag to it, but I don't know how often we're going to be down in Miami going on the Icon, so I figured why not. Hello. You know what you want?
I will in a
Thank you.
moment. Oh,
Thank
for
you.
that.
Much easier. Oh yeah, Peroni. Let me get a Peroni.
Pony?
Yeah,
What?
a Peroni.
What's a Corona?
It's an Italian beer.
Oh. Oh, Peroni.
Yeah.
Corona? I thought you were saying, I thought,
No.
I was like, Corona.
I'm like, is this a new beer?
Bye. You too.
Oh wow.
Do you need a cup?
Nah, just like that's good. I put it on the room. I think they're gonna get something too.
That's probably a safe bet.
Pina colada? Right. Then we can enter you.
You're waiting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's got thicky things.
Cranberry vodka with beer.
Do you have any preference on the vodka? Grey Goose, Tito's,
Whoa! I saw that thing flying. I was like, oh no.
Oh,
Don Julio 72.
uh-oh.
No.
But it was like at the end anyway.
Did it break?
It did. Oh god. The Don Julio bottle. But there was literally only this much in the bottle. So it's really not that big. That's why I was like, alright, whatever. No one was gonna order it.
So you get Tito's or Grey Goose?
Tito's, Grey Goose, those beer.
Yeah, Tito's is fine.
Tito's?
Yeah.
And you said cranberry, right?
Yeah.
Do you want a lemon or lime?
I like.
Anything else for you?
I think that's got it.
Alright. What's the room number?
1812.
You got stuff on the bottom.
1812. What's the last name?
Ledbetter.
Yeah, I think that's like the friend.
Is it an Airbnb?
No. It's a regular hotel. Book through Expedia.
It says insufficient balance on. Is there another name that I can try under?
That's weird.
It's under my name.
Got the key.
Oh no, it is that name. It's Patrick, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's insufficient balance. Can I try it under your name?
No, I mean, there isn't.
Everything's under his name.
It's because all of the people like show up, so I can choose.
Yeah, but it's all tied to my credit card.
Let me see then if it could go.
We just checked in today, like an hour or so ago.
It might be that. Maybe they haven't like linked the
I mean,
card.
can you do it to a credit card? Because it's all going to the same place.
No, yeah, of course.
And just do this.
No worries. So I have 20% of each service charge is already included. So if it's tap, you can just tap up here and then you're all set.
I don't know that I've seen it. Maybe it just looks different in a can versus bottle.
Got a napkin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check on that for dinner though.
Yeah.
I need to find out what's going on with that. That'll be a problem for them.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna let me just use the card.
Hold that down somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this wind is always a problem.
They're like, let's put the pool on some floor other than the ground floor. It's a great idea. What could go wrong?
Are you expected to be busy next weekend?
We don't know.
It's the races in town.
Yeah, so I'm hoping we are gonna get some movement. But slow season is coming up as well, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like right now, the hotel is slower than expected. So yeah, it might be hit or miss.
What else is coming up?
Because race week is coming up, but that might mean that people are not gonna like stay here. Like they'll check in, but they won't stay at the pool, you know. So
Oh yeah, true.
so that it might be 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Of course.
Not a whole lot of places to sit. Let's go over here.
Yeah, we can sit at that table.
Let's get a couple of napkins. This is the... Hello. 3, please.
For 3, yes, of course. Would you like to be inside or out?
Inside. Originally had reservations at a different hotel in Miami, very close to this one, through Expedia or something like that. But as we were getting, we were still several, I don't know how many months away from the trip, from the cruise. And as I was looking at the other hotel, I started to realize that it did not have a regular, traditional, full-on service restaurant in the hotel. And so I changed from that one to this one, to the Gale. So here we are in the restaurant having dinner that one night in the hotel. And again, this is the night right before the cruise. And so that whole, kind of dedicated travel day down to Miami, etc. And dinner in the restaurant. It was really good. The food was excellent, but it's Miami, and if you're unfamiliar with Miami, it's expensive. And so this dinner in this hotel, the restaurant inside the hotel, for the 3 of us, with the tip and all of that you normally would be expected to do, kind of thing, it was about $225 to about $240 for like a couple of drinks and entrees and just all. It's expensive. So if you're gonna go to Miami, it's expensive. And this was kind of probably right in line with similar restaurants and other hotels, and so it's just one of those things to keep in mind from a budgeting perspective. Here we are in their little shop here, and we would come down here I think the next morning and get coffee, and pretty cool little setup going on here. And so this is a lobby floor of the hotel. And the night before, just kind of night before the cruise, but the one night that we were staying in the hotel, just kind of checking everything out. Nice selection here. The Gale Miami Hotel and Residences, the one thing, and this is a very, very temporary thing, the one thing that I did have to knock them on was the air conditioning was horrible. The air conditioning basically didn't work. And I told them that at checkout the next morning, the morning we would go over to the Icon, and nothing. No offer to give any sort of reimbursement, nothing. They just sort of, it's kind of one of those, they would make note of it and, have somebody look into it or something. I don't know. So the hotel was nice. I don't know how old it is. I think it's pretty new still as of 2025 when we stayed here, spring of 25. So, I picked it primarily for 2 things. I picked it for the type of room. It was a suite that could easily accommodate 3 people with a bedroom, and I picked it for the location. So there you go. Here we are out on the balcony. This is the evening before, and Icon of the Seas, the pre-cruise, the Gale Miami Hotel and Residences. Friday, May 25th, 2025. This is 6th Street, I think, here right below us. That, where the Cybertruck is down there, is 1st Avenue, if you're familiar with downtown Miami. all kinds of hotels and things going on. Got the SkyX building over here. Get a little look in their pool area right there. It was jumping earlier. Look at the size of this balcony. Huge. We're staying one night in a 2-bedroom suite here on the 18th floor. Kind of splurged a little bit. Why not? So apparently, because this is like the den area, and then the little bedroom over there, and then the master bedroom right here, you come out and you've got the big balcony here. So we have a what they call a partial ocean view, as you can see. And that is Dodge Island, where all the cruise ships go out. So tomorrow the Icon of the Seas will be there. And that'll be our ship. So you got the cranes over here. So you got the containers on this side, and then cruise ships on that side. This is Bayfront Park, Bayside, and Bayfront Park kind of back around that way. That is Biscayne Boulevard right there. Ultra Music Festival, whenever they have it, is kind of right back on the other side of these buildings here. If you've ever seen Ultra, it's right up against the water. Bayfront Park back over that way. The Brightline Miami train station is kind of that pink color right there. So we came in on the train from Orlando. It was awesome. Just come in right there. Quick little Uber right over here to the hotel. And then tomorrow morning we do an Uber from here right down to Dodge Island over there and get on the Icon. So, downtown Miami. You see a little one of the little commuter trains going on here. There's like a little cool little train service down here. That's what these tracks are for. They kind of run through the downtown area. I forgot the name of it, but I've read about it before. Good weather to go on a cruise right at the end of April. Always a good time of year for a cruise.
Over there.
Oh.
The logo for it? Whatever it is.
Oh, you talking about the SkyX?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Not
funny,
sure.
Their
Not sure
pool
what that
seems
is.
to be, their pool seems to be at the same sort of
Yeah.
level as
Yeah.
the one for this hotel.
What's interesting about that building, though, is it looks like where that big thing is, I bet you that's actually a parking garage. And the hotel is on top of the parking garage. Because you see the slots on the side of the building, I bet you that's a multi-story parking garage with the hotel on top of it.
Whereas
This is a parking garage for
is this
maybe
just a parking garage?
Yeah, this is just a parking garage. Because if you look down here, you see this is just a parking garage. It's probably either for, it might be just straight up public parking. I don't know. I don't know if it's for this or if it's just general public parking.